What is up, YouTube? It's Rahul. I'm back today. We're going to be going over Skystream and Towering Perfection. The sets have been fully revealed in Japan. This is going to be their first major set before Nationals. We get to see the cards being played. We don't get to see these until our September-August expansion, Evolving Skies, but there's a lot of really cool cards in here that I want to talk about. I saw some of these on Twitter already last night while I was scrolling, but I want to take a full look at the set list, give you guys my honest opinions on some of the cards that I think are going to be good, going to be bad, like what's worth picking up now, that kind of stuff. You know the drill. If you guys enjoy the content, obviously like, subscribe, and we're gonna keep going with this. So let's go through. This is also the new Poke Beach. They got kind of hacked. So shout out to Poke Beach. Sucks that they got hacked. Yeah. So this will come out on Evolving Skies on August 27th. And so here are the Skystream cards. Well, we're gonna scroll just all the way down to the bottom, I think, because that's where the translations are. Okay, we have. Oh. What is this? Oh, we have Hoppip, which is Rapid Strike. I don't know if that does anything for us. Skip Bloom. Once during your turn, when you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, you may search your deck for a card that evolves from this Pokemon, play it onto this Pokemon to evolve it. Interesting. So it's just a free evolution ability, so you can just have to go into Skip Blooms. But let's see if Jump Bluff actually do anything. Fluffy Combo Strike. This Pokemon may attack twice. If the first attack knocks out your opponent's active, you may attack again after your opponent chooses a new Pokemon. That's kind of cool. But keep in mind that it's attack to 60 vanilla and you just have 90 HP. So you're pretty much dying to everything in the game. And 60 damage is not nearly enough to knock out anything. So it's a really cool mechanic with the Fluffy Combo Strike. But they put it on a very weak Pokemon. So it's very, like, unusable, basically. If it wasn't a stage 1, maybe. But I don't know. Tropius is Rally Back. It's an attack we've seen time and time again. 30 plus 90 if you were knocked out the turn before, and Solar Beam for 100. Rally Back could be actually pretty good because Grass doesn't have any like really good support right now or good attackers right now. So anything that has Grass weak like Moltres, that kind of stuff will kind of be able to do whatever the hell they want. And Umbreon as well, I think, is Grass type weak. So having these cards puts a check on them a little bit, which is really nice because you need to put a check on every typing, I think. If not, one type will be clearly better than the others. The monkey line here does not look very good. Okay, here's our first V. I saw a little bit of this card online. Trevenant V, Grass Colorless 30, heal 30 from your Pokemon. Nothing to write home about. Grass Colorless 120, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. That's a pretty cool attack. But again, we have no Grass support, so we'd have to like power this up over multiple turns. And it's not single or Rapid Strike, so we can't use any of these Rainbow Energies that come with the set. So it's a little bit unfortunate that that happens. But it is a Grass type V, so the VMAX might be okay. I think I've already seen this. Forest Song, Grass Colorless, 40 times each supported in your opponent's discard. Grass Colorless, 180. I think this first attack is really cute for the late game. Yes, it has a 3 retreat cost, and yes, it is a Grass Colorless attacker. But it is a Grass Colorless, so you can kind of put, like I said, Grass type weak Pokemon in check by having this just existing. And I think in the grand scheme of things, this attack is not like the most powerful, right? Like obviously like people can just control the supporters they use. People can just opt to play more Dedenes and stuff like that. But who is actually going to be playing around a deck like this? And if your opponent just pitches like 2 or 3 supporters on turn 1 with Sycamore, all of a sudden you're already 2-shotting everything in everyone's decks. So pretty good just off the bat there. I just think it's a nice thing that Grass has now, along with Leafeon VMAX, to give Grass a place in the meta once again. So yeah, Applin, which means there's the Dragon type guys. I remember they're in the set. Vulpix with Live Coal ability for Ninetales. Secret Path to the Fox Spear. As long as this Pokemon's in play, the retreat cost of each of your Pokemon that has any fire energy attached to it is colorless, less. You could play this in Victini VMAX. You could. I don't know why you would. Maybe you could. I don't know. This is a cool ability. This might come into play somewhere down the line. This is a very splashable, cool ability, I think. Victory Dive, 30. You may search your deck for 2 cards, put them in your hand. That's cool. But Marnie exists, unfortunately, so that sucks. Look at this monkey art. He is so happy to get all these berries. But these both don't seem very great. Fire Throw is a little bit of damage, but 120 is not nearly enough to do anything. I'll write home about. Volcarona V. They keep printing Volcaronas, man. Like, yeah. Surging Flames, 20 plus 20 for each basic energy in your discard pile, so that doesn't... And you shuffle them all in. Okay, that's interesting. So it's basically just Victini Prism's attack. But it's for all basic energy, not just fire types. So, could be cute in a deck that utilizes Rainbow Energy or something to bring stuff back. Hello, I don't want you. RRC 160, Fire Blast, discard an energy. So the second home attack is nothing to write home about. The first attack in a deck where like Firebox or something becomes a deck again, like Tempo Zard, Surging Flames could be really good. Sizzlepleed, nothing to write home about. Scent of Scorch, nope, this is bad. This is bad. Shelter, nothing good here. Cloister, 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. 60, 30, 30 with Rapid Strike, so you can use the Rapid Strike energy to do that, but it is, again, nothing to write home about. Gyarados V, Temperature Tantrum, Water Colorless, 20x. Number of damage counters on this Pokemon, that's hard to pull off. Especially for 3 energy, yeah, it's hard. Water Colorless, 180, that's fine, I guess, but no, it's not. This sucks. Don't play this. But also the VMAX, Water Colorless, Hyper Beam, 120. Discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon, nothing to write home about, and the second attack is 3 water and a colorless for 240 vanilla, but there's just better water attackers in this format. I'm so sorry, my friend. Like, this Gyarados will not see play. I don't think this card is good whatsoever. Galarian Darumaka, interesting. Galarian Darmanitan. Any damage counters can be used for water. This is kind of cheeky, because if you have any damage counters on it, you can just attack for cheap, so you can use, like, Old Cemetery to put damage counters on yourself. And this could be a reasonable one-prize attacker into the meta, but again, 130 is a decent amount of damage. It is a decent amount of damage. So yeah, mediocre. Elemental Chain, top 6 attach any of the basic energy you find your Pokemon you like. That's really cool. Elemental Chain is really cool. That's a very good setup attack. It is a water energy, so not great, but this is kind of like an accelerator for a lot of the decks that don't have any, like, grass decks, I guess. Wishy-Washy, if it has 3 water energy, 150 HP, but why? But why? Alright, this card is very situational, I guess. I don't know. This card sucks, I think. Its basic energy do more damage, but if you have 3 water energy, you get 150, so you could play, like, a Wishy-Washy Frostmoth deck, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, that seems fine. Here's the star of the set. The Flaffy with Dynamotor. Obviously one of the best cards in the set coming out. I think everyone has seen Flaffy already. There's no discussion about how good this card is because it has Dynamotor, especially paired with our good friend Rayquaza the VMAX that's also in the set. The Ampharos is not very good, honestly, but you could maybe get one just in case you need to use Electro Crush. I don't know. This card kind of sucks. Plusle and Minun. No, the fact that they work off each other is how, like, it's canonically lore, but, like, bad. Punk Shock, you may leave your opponent's active paralyzed if you take 70 damage to itself. I think switching cards will still be pretty prevalent in post-rotation, but maybe like, switching cards, like, switch from being Switch to more so Rope, Balloon, and Tower, because Pikarom leaves, because I think a lot of decks right now are only playing Switch because Pikarom can paralyze you, so I think Toxicity could be okay. Could. That's it. Reggie Olecki, Lightning Link and Colors, discard all Lightning, 240 to your opponent's bench. That's very steep for the attack, but it is a cool card, I think. Sandshrew, Dig Up. I like this art a lot. This art's really cool. It's very pretty art. Dig Up. Turn on top of your deck or discard it. Nothing crazy here. Everybody roll out. Oh, this is the everybody roll out mechanic where, like, everybody roll out mechanic does the it's like round basically from back in the day. Dig Uppercut. This is a cool follow-up attack, but it's just unfortunately bad. Yoga Loop. Put 2 damage cards on one of your opponent's Pokemon. If your opponent's knocked out by this attack at the end of your turn, you can take another turn. I like that. Again, I think Metacham is really cool. Again, 2 damage counters. I don't know what the hell that'll do for us. But if we do that and go into Smash Uppercut, that could be pretty good. Or we can go Yoga Loop into a second attack, which is like Zeraora, for example. Like, if we Yoga Loop to clean up something, it is a Rapid Strike Pokemon, so Rapid Strike attack does come through. We can pivot into Zeraora V, do 100, 160, and all of a sudden we've taken a lot of tempo onto the board. So you could play this with Inteleon, Blaziken, Zeraora. Like, you could just throw this into a Rapid Strike box. It could be pretty okay. Baltoy, Claydol, nothing crazy. These cards suck. Landorus, this is okay because you can move the energies around to your bench, but otherwise not crazy. Stuffle Beware, nothing good. Dragonite V, it has a slash, it has a shred, that's good, but this isn't bad. Water Lightning for 250 and 20 to each of your bench is not bad, because for 3 energy, 250 is pretty good. But 20 to each of your bench might hurt down the line. Yeah, this is okay. Dragon Gale's okay. Bagon, Shogun, Salamence. You may have your opponent switch active. This is a good ability, but it's on a stage 2. And Savage Dragon is really good attack for what, 200 or 220, potentially for 2 energy, which is really good. But it's on a stage 2 once again. So, Rayquaza V. First, the baby is really good. 40, discard the top 2. Or you can just go Spiral Burst, 20 plus, and do the baby attack basically. So you're capping at a really good amount of damage. And then you go into the VMAX, which all of a sudden now you're doing even more damage. Gmax Burst is very good. Sky High Wave is very good. The ability just caters to it really, really well. This card is going to be very, 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 very strong in my opinion. I think anyone who thinks that Rayquaza VMAX will not be a front runner the moment it comes out is a fool. No weakness, infinite damage cap. Yeah, a great ability. You have Flaffy. Like, it's nuts. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Zygarde. This is kind of cool, but it is on the energy typing is so weird. 40 damage to that opponent for each prize card your opponent's already taken. Yeah, but the energy typing is so weird. Shell Trap, typical Turtonator, nothing good. I think Flapple and Appleton are both really good with Acidic Slime. That does the ability if the Pokemon play with the ability. So it's basically just a Hoopa on crack. And then Appleton is 70 times special energy as your opponent's Pokemon. And a lot of decks play special energy, so Acidic Slime will also be really good. And they both have Gung Ho Tackle, which doesn't really do anything here. But I think Acidic Slime is really good at attacking the decks. I think Regidrago is really good too. Because 240 is really strong and 20 less for each damage counter. But this thing's probably going to die from almost everything. So just a 3 energy 240 attack on a 1 prizer is pretty strong. Like straight up. Grass Fire is weird though. So you got to kind of figure out how you want to do that. But yeah. Chansey, this has the rounded skill one where it says each of your Pokemon with everybody roll out takes no damage from Potent VMAX, but that doesn't stop Pokemon Vs from just one-shotting you, or yeah, or just like anything else like tech attackers in the deck. Stantler, Lucky Popsicle. This is like an infinite potion basically, so I think this is a cool card. Not a good card, a cool card. Toy Catcher. I saw some discussion about this on Twitter. I think notably Stefan Ivanov was talking about it. How like why print cards like this when obviously it's targeting stuff like Mad Party and like Chinchino and like Setup, but 50 HP or less means like there's very few things in the game that have that. So it basically is like really hard to pull off, but I think you could do it with like a Rapid Strike Toolbox style deck where you're like sniping a bunch and then eventually you bring up something to clean it up and snipe something else up on the bench. It's kind of like, I guess, the idea, but I also think it's like a lot of work to make happen. So I don't know why you'd ever play this card over like actual catcher at that point, honestly. Like, I'll just take my coin flip to try to win the game, as opposed to, like, set up some sort of elaborate win condition. Great Ball is back. Very good. Like it. Switch. Good. Rubber Gloves. More to Lightning. Just simple. Rubber Gloves does make sense. We got a new scroll, like we talked about, I think, before. Rapid Strike. RL. Discard 2 from this Pokemon. Does 90 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Could be played in Rayquaza. Doesn't need to be, I think. Flying Dragon Scroll. Underworld Mask. Really, really cool card. If there's a Pokemon that's attached in the active spot and damaged, they have to discard a card. So, very cool, because it's like forcing a weird hand disruption style like lock deck again, which is something we had for a little bit, but not in like true capacity. So we can have that back. Shauna's back. Schoolboy, draw 2 cards. If your opponent has 5, 3, 1, draw 2 more. Obviously, Schoolgirl is also in the set, or like the mirror of the set, but yeah. Zinnia's Resolve, 2 cards from your hand, discard, draw 1 card. I like Zinnia's again. Like I said, I think this card's very good. Stormy Range, don't need to talk too much about this. This card's pretty nuts. Lightning or Dragon type, basic, put it onto your bench. You basically can set up your entire Rayquaza deck, any Dragon type decks. Like, this is nuts, this is nuts, this is nuts. Also, Lightning gets support, which is good, because Lightning doesn't really have anything going for it right now. Yeah, but Peak Arm's been broken, whatever. I think this is an Aurora reprint, which is good. I think Aurora was a really cool typing, or energy, and a really cool concept, so it's really nice to have that back. So this is Towering Perfection now, these are all going to be Evolving Skies, so it doesn't really matter. Suicune V, just a free draw. I think Suicune's really cool to have. It's a very nice support mon. Blizzard Rondo doesn't really do much, but if you actually get the setup, it can do a lot of damage because it's for both bench Pokemon. So if you have a full bench of yours, it's 100, and then if they have a full bench, it's 100. So this is 220 for 2, potentially. And if they're playing like a Eternatus, that's like a lot more damage. So 220 for 2 is really good, and that's like a kill on like a Crobat or something. So it's a really good support mon with a really good attack, like a niche attack. So Suicune, probably going to be an auto included in a lot of decks as a one-of, at the very least. Lotad, Lombre, Ludicolo, Ability Energetic Dance. When you play this card from your hand, you may evolve this ability. Base attacks your basic Pokemon do 100 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Interesting. Again, stage 2, but you could make it work with something, and just kind of blow something up real quick. Panpour, Simipour, like you could play like Ludicolo, like Suicune, honestly, or something. Simipour, still nothing home to write home about. Clawitzer, nothing crazy. Ice Cube, nothing good. Jigglypuff is another everybody roll out attack. Wigglytuff has Comp Search for 2. But again, Marnie exists in the format and is on stage 1 with a really weak secondary attack. So, Galarian Articuno is actually a really cool card with cool charge. When you play this card from your hand to your bench, attach 2 Psychic Energies to it. So you're basically accelerating it immediately. Psychic Colors close. Discard all Psychic from this Pokemon, 120 to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which means you basically can set this card up in one turn and do 120 snipe somewhere. Just the fact is you need to have these 2 Psychic Energy in your hand, potentially a third. But really cool attack. Really cool card. I think the mechanic is very balanced. Mirror Pain, basically you're just like spreading the damage from bench sniping. If this is a Rapid Strike card, that'd be really cool, because you go like Zeraora into like use Mirror Pain with Rapid Strike energy, and put 160 just onto the active, just like vanilla 160 for a Rapid Strike energy, which is not bad for one prizer. Like that's a really cool ability. Sigilyph, Joust. Nothing. Golurk V. What an interesting card to print as a V Pokemon. Psychic, Colors, 80, nothing. Psychic, Colors, 180 if your opponent's active is an evolved Pokemon. Remove the high stage evolution to devolve it and return that card to your opponent's hand. That's actually kind of cool because you can like, because for 180, a lot of the time most baby Vs are like 220 most HP. So if you have two single strike energies attached to this guy, as well as the 2 Psychics, you are now doing 220 exactly. And you can devolve a VMAX and knock out the baby. Yeah, you're not taking 3 prizes, but you're taking out their main attacker, and that's actually really cool. I think this card can be slotted into things. I don't think it's a bad card. Pumpkin Hole. Basically, it's resetting Hole. But it doesn't discard itself. Just when you play it from your hand onto your bench. Which is cool, because you can still evolve it now. It doesn't just pop itself. And it's also Fog Crystal searchable, keeping the Psychic theme of that. Monster Parade, 6 cards for each amount of Psychic Pokemon you find there, put back into your deck. This is also cool because you can evolve out of this and just make this work. So this could be your one prizer in like Shadow Hitter or something. I don't know. We need a lot of Pokemon, so we'll see. We'll see. Hitmonchan, clean hit, 70, nothing there. Galarian Zapdos, when you play this card from your hand to your bench, attach 2 fighting. So same mechanic as the Articuno. Thunder's Kick, 70, and then if you discard Paralyzed, not as good as the Articuno, but also really cool attack, really cool mechanic, really cool niche. Gligar, Gliscor, nothing crazy. Makuhita and Hariyama, Guts, that's cool, but the attack is bad, so I don't really know why you would want Guts on this card. Lycanroc, V, Rock Throw 40, Fighting Colors, 200, can attack next turn. Lycanroc VMAX, F Hunting Claw with 60 or less, just knock it out. That's cool. That's kind of cheeky. You could be sniping and just be like, boom, you're dead. Later. Fighting Colors, 190 and 30 on your bench. A lot of snipe in this upcoming format, it looks like. Hunting Claw is cool. It's very cool, but I don't know if it's going to be good. Very cool, though. Very cool. Galarian Moltres keeps the same mechanic, the 2 Dark Energies. Fiery Wrath, 20 plus 50 for each prize card. That's nuts. That's nuts. Okay, I like this a lot. Dragoff 30 / Krogunk, and then Severe Poison. Nothing good on Toxie. Garbodor, DC, 40. They're confused, can't retreat. Sludge Bomb 130. Nothing crazy. Trash Hoarding is a cool ability on Garbodor VMAX with the 2 tools. So you could have like you could have like a rugged helmet, and then the new mask to just make their life hard. 120, and their active is Poison, can't retreat. So they need to play switching cards, so Balloon doesn't do it anymore, or Stadium doesn't do it anymore. They need to actually play switching cards. Yeah. Nickit Thievel. When you play this card, you may have each player shuffle their hand and put it on the bottom of the deck and player draws 4 cards. So it's like a Marnie on Evolve, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Galarian Meowth, Galarian Berserker. Nothing crazy. Steel Wing, Klefki, Qfant, Caparaja, all bad. This is cool. I think Altaria is a really cool support card because you can get a supporter. Really good just for decks. But again, it's probably going to get bench sniped pretty frequently. But it's an overall pretty cool card. Dialga, Crollowind, nothing. Call Family, Zuelis. This is a cool attack again, I think, for Dragon Counter. But again, it's on the stage 2, so it's a lot set up and your opponent knows exactly what's coming. Extreme Freeze. Okay. Boom Burst, Synchro Loud. This is okay also, because you can use Noivern in tandem with like Nickit and just like Synchro Loud people. Trampo's okay. Duraludon we've talked about. I think this card is really cool. I think this card is good in a format where a lot of special energy are going to be played, which I think is going to be a lot of formats. So, Slakoth, Vigoroth, Slaking, my way, or the highway. Oh, if there's a statement play, this can't attack. That sucks. We're out. Swablu, Wooloo, Dubwool. Rope is back. Evo Incense is back. Swap Cup. Switch a card from your hand to the top card of your deck. That's interesting. Rescue Troll is really good. 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less. Put them into your hand. Really good, I think, just in terms of like recovery for a certain niche, like Drizzile. Digging Gloves, I think, also cool. Fighting to damage, fighting types. This is for single strike, but it's fighting metal, colors, 300, discard all energy. Could be played with Duraludon. Very interesting card to have. Eviolite basically is back, 20 less damage. Raihan is really good. We've already talked about this. Schoolgirl, the opposite of Schoolboy. Copycat, very interesting as well to come back. I like this art a lot because it's got all these like other supporters on there that it's mimicking. Very funny. Rose, Varney, and Leon. Crystal Cave, Healing, Twin Energy. But that is the summary of the set. There's a lot of really cool cards. The game is going to be going in a very fun direction. If you guys enjoy the content, like, subscribe, you know the drill. Until tomorrow, adios guys, it's Rahul.